Hey everybody, it's Thanksgiving in Lemur Land. How y'all doing? Well, we're cooking some din-din here. It's just this massive orgy in cooking. What I got going here is butternut squash, and this is but one tier of the insane meal. And I've got the butternut squash seasoned. I'm gonna throw it in the stove for a bit longer. And after it gets a little softer and a little more malleable, I'm going to mash it up. And, well, it's an old family recipe. It's going to be fun. Anyway, so we got that going, and it's not going to be too long now before we start working on the turkey bird. Anyway, hope you and yours are having a great Thanksgiving. We are here. And we're going to have a ball. I'm going to let my lovely camera lady come up front here. And we're going to rock and roll. Oh, you're always camera ready. And what are you going to tell me? You're not fucking gorgeous?
Oh.
Anyway.
Your lack of objectivity is...
My lack of objectivity is the authority in these matters. Anyway, so...
Yes. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
We have wonderful company. We have Miss Shannon.
Yeah, we'll be talking to Miss Shannon a little bit later. And
yes, we have, for the vegetarians, we have mashed potatoes and a salad.
Yeah.
For the Atkins.
Heather's going to kick ass on the mashed potatoes a little later, and we'll be there to cover that. Anyway, yeah.
For the Atkins friendly, we have turkey and cheese and ham and gobble. And of course salad. Salad's always a great sort of bridge for the culinary, for our culinary differences. People have been united by lettuce.
Yes, let us pray. It's going to be fun here at Lemur Central. Rock and roll.
Hell-bent for lettuce.
Hell-bent for lettuce. Yeah. I always had this dream of Ernie from Sesame Street joining Judas Priest, you know, and trying to educate the public, educate the children, you know.
No, sitting here in the classroom, trying to learn my ABCs. Hell-bent for letters.
Yeah. One thing I think we must stress on this wonderful holiday is that for times of things, do not mention or invoke the name of the beast. And that beast is Carly Simon.
Carly Simon.
She will eat your babies, people.
She will eat your babies.
Feeds off the young. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think James Taylor got on heroin?
Yeah.
That's all we're saying.
We try not to mention these things. It's a holy time for us. And, well, Heather and I just got engaged. Yes, we're going to be married.
Yay!
Just thought I'd mention that to y'all.
Yes, I am the luckiest girl in the world, and we have being in the back. But I just want to tell everybody in this world, this is the fucking most great man in this universe, and you will never meet anyone better than this gentleman right here. Thank you for letting me, babe.
Turn away if it makes you sick.
She is the most awesomest. Anyway, I am the opossmus.
We hope that everybody has a great holiday, and just remember to be open-minded, be good to each other.
Ease the seat back.
Yes, ease the seat back, and realize that diversity should always be embraced. So.
Diversity should always be embraced. Be divergent.
Be divergent.
And fly low, beat the radar. Don't let anyone tell you what be what.
And remember,
fuck them if they can't take a joke.
Eldebarge is a tool of the devil.
Eldebarge is a tool of the devil, and so is Lionel Richie. And,
Lionel Richie is the devil.
And
he's just a tool.
And Engelbert Humperdinck. Well, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be so harsh on Engelbert Humperdinck.
This is why Shannon's a goddess. We love you, Shannon.
Yeah. We'll be visiting with Shannon later and talking about animals without backbones, but well, that's a different thing altogether.
Yes, that we might want to be careful of. We like our spines. We don't want anybody turning us into jelly people.
Anyway, yo ambulance. Happy Thanksgiving.
And everyone, please remember to feed your daggybus.
Feed your daggybus. Because they get ornery behind those fake brick walls.
They do, in those haunted houses.
More later. Anyway, we are in the process of stuffing the turkey bird here and dressing the turkey bird and all that good stuff.
And here's Miss Shannon. She is cleaning,
salting the cavity,
and
packing the turkey
I'm so
cavity. So I'll get a close up on that.
Oh God, that is filthy. Ew, that.
That's not filthy. We washed it out real good and stuff.
Oh, and I'm a vegetarian, so this just reminds me of German porn. I wish I'd never watched.
Yeah, sorry, we don't have any paper towels, so the toilet paper.
Oh God, man, right here. This, honey, I love you. Look at that. Oh yes. Don't give me the finger.
I'm not giving you the finger. I'm giving the general populace the finger, and of course, that itself is done in love.
Well, what
we do everything in love.
We do.
It's all done with love.
Yes. Even when we
even when we torture you, we're saying we love you.
Well, that's that's our blanket statement as Americans. The president says it's okay, so why not?
Like when we leave.
Mike Masterson and Lori Taylor support it, so why the fuck not?
Like when we leave sculptures on your lawns made out of feces, human feces and turnips. Yeah. And actually, when Shannon says severed heads,
the turnip,
she actually means the band Severed Heads, which was a proto goth band. So little trivia for you people.
All right.
Don't say we never give you anything.
We give you
education.
Never give you
anything.
Yeah. You get fancy learning.
We give you this education.
Let's get a.
Yeah, we know that's very unpopular nowadays. You're not supposed to like education.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Well, we've got about it.
Oh God, yeah, I can't believe
behold our handiwork.
Yeah.
Now we need to cram some of the
some
of the neck hole too, I think.
Ew. It made a poopy noise.
It made a poopy noise.
Ain't it cute?
How much can we cram in that neck hole?
Oh, probably the rest of what's left.
Oh, honey, do you remember our second date?
We want to leave some out because that way, it doesn't have the turkey drizzlings in like Heather.
Yeah, like Ryan will want some. I'm just good. Plain. I don't think he'll want it out of the bird.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be eating much of this anyway. I'll try. But again, behold the work of the man. It is
Chuck, that is beautiful.
The work of the archangels. Honey. Give it that extra flavor by rubbing your hair in it.
It tastes like Prel.
Crest gel. Wait, no.
No, it's
hello, everybody. Hello is the shampoo that glorifies your hair. Hello, everybody.
If I may take an aside, I'd like to take a moment to dedicate this airtime to our magnificent fridge decorations while Shannon's stuffing the bird.
Oh yeah, but look at the sheer art.
Go batty.
Oh God, that's foul. It's foul. FOWL. Get it? Yeah, and I want to reiterate that I don't want to hear anybody bitching about this because you people eat this shit. Okay. Nobody in this town has right to complain about this. Okay.
And she can be condemning about it because she doesn't.
Yes, that's right.
Is that good?
Oh God, Shannon! Ew! Shannon, I told him not to bring up my time as a lot lizard, okay? Jesus. Let me live it down, woman. God.
Okay, how are we doing as far as that goes?
This is the sushi bag.
Okay, is the stuffing well inside the bird?
Yeah.
You think the bird is well stuffed?
Yeah, I think so. And,
Okay, and so we will withhold the rest of the stuffing for our vegetarian friends.
Here is
Friends.
the problem.
Okay, tell me.
The toilet paper is the issue here because it has indeed stuck copiously to the bird.
Okay,
so we're
let
gonna
me-
have to
let me-
stand them
here.
out there. We need a glass of water and a
Okay.
and then I can rebaste or reseason it or just do whatever.
Yeah.
Shannon.
Okay, we will.
Turn it off.
You're
We will
cooking
move
without
the.
Gertrude.
We'll move the rest of the stuffing out here
Okay, oh, you want me to grab it?
because we got.
Look at that, it's my hand.
Oh, we got a state of emergency going on.
Not necessarily, but we'll
And,
and what we're going to do.
maybe, yeah.
You want to mess with my hugeness?
Actually, we, I guess what you guys are dealing with, I can give a mini tour of Casa de Huck.
It's
What's going on? What? I
You don't
should-
wanna
Maybe,
know.
perhaps I should have dealt with this.
okay.
Well, Shannon's capable.
Yeah, she's capable and she's.
Well, you were saying stuff it, and I probably overstuffed it, right?
Well, that's-
It keeps wanting to come out. We've got to get the toilet paper off the bottom of the bird. Right now, we're just going to move the bird right there.
Okay.
And I'm going to take take a glass
Take the handy dandy wattage.
and
Shawadi waddy.
rinse the bottom. Because otherwise it's going to be totally coated in toilet paper. And when it's
Pepper.
done, go ahead and get that roasting pan ready.
Hey, baby.
And she hot, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no, you're recording. Look at Shannon. She's doing beautiful artwork.
Yeah. We'll be talking to her about that artwork later on.
Isn't that awesome? Citizens of Fayetteville, you must realize that we have two geniuses in this department right here.
Yeah.
And not only is Shannon a genius, she can
And,
make an armpit noise that would put a 5-year-old boy to shame.
And a fucking degenerate taping the two geniuses.
Ow! Yeah, Are you sure? Are you sure the degenerate's not the one in front of you right
Oh, we ain't degenerate. We're libertines.
now?
Well, yeah, that's...
We're like Cradle and Phil.
Yeah.
Cradle and Phil. It's like Punch and Judy. Or Judge Judy.
That's it. Well,
Or Judy Collins.
same difference.
Yeah, Judy's just kind of an evil name. Other than my,
Yeah.
my step
Oh, except for Judy the chimp.
Well, I have a step grandmother named Judy who's really sweet, so she's an exception. Judy Blume wrote a lot of scandalous books I read as a youngin'.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still have my copy of Forever.
Are you a degenerate because of that?
Oh, absolutely. To this day, I can't look at a penis without calling it Ralph.
Wow.
It's just, it's one of those things,
Yeah, wow.
Literature pollutes.
Hey, everybody, Lori Taylor was right.
Oh, God, no. People, literature and art is your salvation. It will never, art is never going to hurt anybody.
I got censored today.
Oh, yes. Here, let's.
Now, I don't even want to go into it, but just like to tell all you kids at home just a basic factoid, and it's this. It's 2 words, it's easy to remember, it's something you just file away in your brain matter, and it's this: censorship sucks. Alright? Just keep it in mind, censorship sucks. Now you go home and tell your mom and dad, and, easy, rolls off the tongue, censorship sucks. Take it away, Heather.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I mean, because it's, the supposed, like,
Hold
right,
on.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just, the greatest thing about being in this country is our First Amendment rights. So people need to, speak up for them,
Plug.
Don't let anybody, shut you down or make you feel oppressed, Your voice is the best thing you have and your vision, so, yeah. Not to get all high and mighty after making, comments about Judy Collins, but, Judy Tenuta is really cool, too.
Judy Tenuta, right?
Yeah. She was married to Emo Phillips.
Oh, wait,
I know. Imagine if
Did
they
they
had...
breed?
I don't know. That'd be like the Uber King, dude.
Oh, geez, I've invested into this place.
Uh-oh. Yeah, let me know what you think. I mixed the drink.
Excellent.
Oh, yay.
Not too tart, not too sweet.
I want to get some cranberry vodka.
Okay. All
I
right.
was just thinking of Chuck Berry and his whole thing.
Oh, gross. No, I don't want,
Yeah, well,
I don't want
he-
some dude peeing on me.
Well, he was saying,
A spectacular fucking redheads here. This is a segment we like to call Fuck Art. And this time out, we got Shannon doing a painting.
Isn't that beautiful?
And we're going to look at that. God damn. I want you to look at this. I want you to study this in detail.
Shannon, that's
And-
gorgeous.
And God damn it. This is what Chuck gets. And people are going to wag on us or bag on us for our amateurness. But
Well, if they
I
don't like
can't.
it, they can come down to the station and shoot their own show.
they can suck my ass is what they can
They
do.
better not. They'll have to fight me in a
Well-
jealous, mythical bout of rage.
We'll kill them. That's all there is to it. But Shannon,
yes.
we're talking animals without backbones.
Oh, okay. Well, that was the show that I did.
We're talking murder here.
Oh,
Tell us about animals without backbones and the Dada influence
Okay.
and the Dada impulse. The Dada impulse.
I think the original title of the show was Animals Without Backbones, a celebration of the... It was 20 years ago, guys. Anyway, but,
This is how you get your magna cum laude, isn't it?
Yeah. And,
Yeah. God damn it.
I think I was it Summa or Magna? I think I'm Magna cum laude.
Oh, wow.
But anyway.
Your magna.
Yeah, and
I've seen it hanging on your wall.
yeah. Okay, well, I did
I've seen your
one
magna
woman
cum
show.
laude.
This is when I was an undergraduate, and I actually did an undergraduate thesis, and it was part of the program that I was in, and anyway, did an art show, and that was kind of a bit of anti-art.
Describe anti-art to us. I mean, let me ask you this. I mean, anti-art, does that mean that you're opposed to art?
No, it means that I'm all for art, but in a sense, I suppose the revolution is against academic art in the way that academia has tended over the centuries to hoard art as its own creation, when in fact it belongs to everybody. And
How the fuck much has academia got to do with art?
it has its place, I think, in a way. I wish I were a little more academically trained as an artist. As you can see, I'm not. But
Oh.
in another way, I think that it gives false ideas about art, just as it gives false ideas about literature, dance, and other pursuits within the humanities. I think that you get an idea that art has to be a specific thing and work a specific way, when of course it doesn't. And in fact, when I really began studying the Dadaist movement, Dada and Surrealism, I just found it incredibly liberating, because in fact you can do anything and call it art.
What's the difference, okay, for those of us who are like cultural 6-year-olds, which makes up most of the viewership in fucking Fayetteville? What are the differences between Dada and Surrealism?
Dada was the precursor of Surrealism.
And
And you had, in a lot of ways, it was a reaction to the dark absurdism of World War I. And you had a whole generation being run through a meat grinder. Does that sound familiar? And
Yeah.
so you had people dying for a cause that they didn't understand. Does that sound familiar? And so...
yeah, how much does this relate to what we're going through today?
Oh, I think it's incredibly relative. I think you have, except now...
Did Dada and Surrealism have a place in society today? Does it make sense today? Is it relevant today?
Dada never makes sense in any culture, but it's certainly relevant in its own way, and I think that The only problem now is that we're dealing with a society that has been so dumbed down and so chronically undereducated that art is not seen as a valid response to anything. In fact, it's generally sneered at, and at best is put on a back burner. And so, an artistic revolution doesn't count for a lot anymore. And you might as well be writing those manifestos on toilet paper. But at one time it did make a difference, and we had a society that was a bit different. You're talking about Dada coming up in places, notably like Zurich and Paris, and places where people were educated in the humanities. And so, and it did make a difference. It made an incredible statement. There were Dada shows that caused riots, and after a while...
Whether we could have any of those today.
We would have to do something more intense than what they were doing in 1916. You would have to... I don't know what you would have to do. It would probably have to be something... right now we're in such a culture of godmother and apple pie. You would have to do something that was generally disdainful of that, and of course it's been done. People have been burning flags since flags existed. I'm not really sure what you would have to do. I think it would probably require explosives at this point.
Are you talking terrorism here?
No, absolutely not. I think you can get your point across without terrorism, obviously. I mean, I do not, nor have I ever advocated terrorism. Artistic terrorism, that may be a different thing, I don't know. But you have to depend on one thing, and that one thing is an audience that's intelligent enough to understand the whole business.
Yeah.
And have we got any fucking hopes for that?
Well, I think it all lies in education of the next generation, of subsequent generations, and I think that, you know, no matter how dumbed down things become, and no matter how brutish and boorish society becomes, I think you will always have that one kid who wiggles through the fencing and gets out.
Yeah, it's okay if I say something.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I think there's always hope. I mean, you're always going to have people that are just intellectually curious and brave, you know, and I know a lot of us in here just, grew up maybe sometimes in environments that weren't as supportive for that, but yeah, we forged through that anyways, I think the thing that's going to help is that people need to stop. I don't know, we live in very much a class system. And people use that in the art world, especially, like the term outsider art. Outsider art half the time is used to regard to people who aren't classically trained, or maybe are of a different economic bracket, And their art could be the most brilliant thing in the world.
Is all non-academic art outsider art, quote unquote?
I think some people have standards that are like that. I mean,
yeah.
And terms are such a dicey thing because like somebody like me or like Shannon could say it and mean it in a really complimentary way, just saying it means alternative art, it just means art that's, maybe more left of field, but I think a lot of people use it to almost like they'll say outsider art or folk art, and it's like, oh, that's so cute, like look at the little, look at the freak show, look at the poor people,
look at the saw blades with cows
and I mean,
clouds on them.
Did that in the time of, when Henri Rousseau was painting, and this well predated the Dadaist,
right.
People said that his work was just naivete and whatnot, and I think that over time it does become insulting. And but one thing I would like to say is that I'm not anti-academic, I'm not anti-intellectual.
Yeah.
I've been through that ringer, and it certainly has its place. But it's not the be-all and the end-all.
Right.
And so I think that, I would like to say at this point, I'm not dissing academia in total. I want to say that it certainly does have its place, and I love college art shows and this sort of thing, but there's a lot more going on. There's a whole wide world of art. There's a whole wide world of existence. And it's not always the existence that's sanctioned by academia or by society or by the powers that be. And in a way, I just live for finding those little pockets of subculture, and I enjoy it very much. And I'm a people hunter, and not only that, I'm a kook hunter, and I like to find people who are doing something that deviates from the norm.
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of real hope lies in art in general, not just with visual arts, like painting per se, but with film, with theater, and with music. Is that it's always the hope lies in with the people that have enough cojones, enough bravery to do, just to stay true to their vision and do what they want, and not conform and not. And conformity is in many guises. I mean, it's like, with music, and for example, in the 90s, you had a lot of alternative bands that would, make fun of glam bands, but they had just as much a uniform as anybody else. I mean, it's just, the originality, nothing's original, but the closest you're going to get is just sticking to your guns and doing what you do. If you naturally want to do, like, pop music with Turkish influences, then that's great, and that's original because you're an individual and you're doing it for yourself. Or if you're a painter and you want to do it this way, I mean, in academic training, like Shannon, who's awesome and so brilliantly said, it has its place, but, people need to realize that good art is good art. It doesn't matter where it comes from, It doesn't, people need to stop with this class system bullshit, it just, I've known brilliant people that never went to college, and I've known people who went to college who were, who were scary. But then, vice versa, you can't classify anything easily. So.
Is art inherently classist? Is culture inherently classist?
I don't think art's not, but the art world is. Yeah.
Culture is certainly inherently classist, as the entirety of culture was, and ever shall be classist.
Right.
And I think that's where a lot of people get mixed up in their various little homemade revolutions, is they don't realize that it is a classist argument.
Yeah.
And it's classist, it's economic. And I think people get lost and don't realize that what they're fighting against is a class system.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah. You're so brilliant, Shannon. You're awesome.
And more questions? Fourth of all?
Oh.
I think we've run out of gas here.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm trying to...
Not necessarily.
I'm trying to figure... Well, I
just
think...
edit the silence out.
Yeah, we're talking about fucking art here.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I think the problem
And god damn it, I mean, thinking is... Can I put the saying kind of in an intelligent way?
Sure, baby, come on.
I don't know. Thinking is not done in a linear, coherent fashion. Sometimes it's got its bumps and grinds and warts and fuck ups and speed bumps and everything else.
I think the thing that I think if more people would learn, it's like that button that you have, fear no art.
Fear no art.
I think that's so important. I think more people need to realize that the enemy is never art. It's humans are the biggest monsters of all, and there's nothing scarier than somebody who's trying to take away your catharsis, and art's such a great catharsis. And, I think how many of us got through, tough times through art, whether it was our own art or someone else's, I mean, adolescence would have been just unbearable for me without it.
Art was about my only fucking salvation.
Yeah, I mean, borderline unlivable, in a lot of ways, except, which I don't understand. That's why I don't understand the book bans or the censorship. And not just in this area, but in general. It's, if a CD or a book or something is so damaged, how come it's always stuff that sold millions of copies? How come there aren't millions of people out doing fucked up things? It's they never seem to point that out. But people,
or maybe it comes from people who didn't derive the hope that I did. People wanted. In my day, people were trying to ban Vonnegut and different writers like that I cannot tell you how wide my eyes were opened when I was about 16 and glommed onto a copy of Slaughterhouse-Five.
Oh,
and I was, and I just found it amazing. And I had talked earlier, for the viewing audience, I had talked earlier with the folks here about how influential discovering Allen Ginsberg was for me as a writer, and particularly discovering Kerouac and discovering all manner of writers, and it's not just that, and also the hit. I cannot tell you how influenced I have been by the writing and the art of William Blake. Mm-hmm. And so it's not necessarily the young lions, or what were young lions in my day, they're all dead. And, but people like Blake. And Blake just was incredible to me. And the things that he was doing in the 1700s and 1800s were absolutely phenomenal. But at any rate, so, my doing paintings or doing a show or doing a poetry reading or doing whatever it is that I choose to do on any given day, it may not necessarily be a new statement in all the world. People have been bucking the status quo since the beginning of recorded time, but we always do try to find that which is new to us, something that's new and unusual, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a shocking or bizarre thing, just something that wakes us up out of that sleep, because we spend so much of our time seemingly asleep and plodding along and not really knowing where we're going, and sometimes it takes art to be that light along the path, and then
that, that opens up a question. Okay, as a fan of art, do you look for art that shocks you awake or breaks you out of that slumber?
Well, sure, but beauty can also bring me out of it. It doesn't necessarily have to be something shocking per se. In fact, when most people try to be shocking, it fails on me, because 9 times out of 10...
Do you think the term shock value, quote unquote, is kind of a boring idea?
Well, it's been used against me. And you, and all.
Is it anything on the whole you think that is kind of like the center of what you try to do, or?
I have pieces that are shocking, certainly, and I think that it does have its place, and sometimes you can wake people up, sometimes you can be awakened a little bit better with a horse. But it doesn't always have to be that way. I have been mesmerized by absolute beauty. There are times I can be a total geek about sunsets and things that people, a lot of times people take for granted the sun setting, but man, I can hear just the palette, the colors of it, and I find it absolutely fascinating. And still, as a kid, one of my big escapes was I'd run outside the house and to sit on the curb and watch the sunset. And I would just be amazed, and it triggers things in me that are artistic and things that are religious. And, all sorts of things like this. A sunset generally does not shock me, but every now and then, in its absolute beauty, it can. And so... as I was saying, sometimes when people try to be shocking, it's not, it sometimes fails in its mission, because, especially now I'm at an age where, been there, done that, got the commemorative t-shirt, and, so, but I think that, shock value is certainly overrated, but I think people have handled it well. There have been people who have handled the shock value quite well, and I admire them.
Yeah, but I think even then, like the ones that handle it well, there's usually something else working with them too. Because I've actually known artists that would purposely make art on the pure level of like, ooh, this is disturbing. And it's like, if you're educated at all about art, you get jaded really quickly. And it's like, you know, ooh, a girl wearing a meat bikini, you know, like, I find it funny. I don't really find it shocking. But it's, you know, it's good. And I like a lot of outre art and a lot of outre films, but there's usually some other element also working with that. It's not just purely like, we're going to be ooky and scary and shocking. And
well, there can be beauty in the sheer ugliness.
Well, like Francis Bacon.
Francis Bacon is a classic example. I think it's based on the view that the gross house with beauty.
Right. Oh, completely. And I think anybody that has leveled that comment towards you or towards Chuck or, you know, even myself, you know, like, you know, more so you guys, just because, you know, you guys have just been doing this amazing, mind-blowing art for so long, is that I think it's just, they use it in terms they don't get it, because, I don't know, everything I've seen either one of you use, you know, there's so much going on. I mean, for people just to write it off and say, oh, it's just two drunk people cussing, or it's obscene, or look at that, and these are people that have no education of art history. These are people who are so closed-minded that they can't see, you know, beneath the veil, you know, they don't want to see, you know? and that's frustrating for me.
Sure.
I can't understand that attitude. I didn't have that attitude when I was a kid, much less now. And these are people that are, you know, twice my senior half the time. And you know, they're just so close-minded. There's no reason for it.
Yeah, I would agree that people who find things shocking that I do in particular, I think the intriguing thing there is that I haven't revealed the full hand yet, and so they've done things that were far more shocking than things that I think you know, the authorities for. And if they think my public life is something, they should try checking what I do in private for kids, you know. But you know, I don't feel that I have to be shocking. In fact, one thing that people often say when they get to know me, well, I just thought you were wild and outrageous 24 hours a day, and this is 24/7 party. And it's like, no, actually, I'm a very private person. I'm fairly quiet, really quiet. I'm shy. You know, I have all these things big and set up, you know, but somewhere along the line, I ran afoul of somebody, and I don't know quite what to say to that, except if they're waiting for an apology, they need to wait just a little bit longer.
I know. There's something that really frustrates me here, because it's just like, especially your work, is that, like, the language that you use, a language that, you know, that the others, I mean, like Chuck and Panda, you know, especially, the language, the use of language is gorgeous. And that, I find beauty in that. I find beauty in the skill and how things are presented, you know, and it's, I don't know, I wish more people were aware of that. I mean, hopefully maybe if this airs, anybody watches this, maybe an epiphany will happen. Maybe you'll realize it's not just, there's so much more outside.
Just drunk people cussing.
Yeah, that's later. But there's so much more to life than the bubble, and like people shouldn't fear that. Like they should embrace it. There's beauty everywhere, and there's truth.
Agreed. Well,
and that's what art for me in a lot of ways is. It's truth and beauty.
Well, I grew up, you know, like I said, I used to go sit on the curb and watch the sunset because there wasn't a lot else to watch. And ooh, concrete. That's really cool. And so you sit and watch, you know, these insane colors in the sky, and I learned to pull beauty out of abject ugliness. And I didn't make that world. It was one that I was put into. It's one I was thrust into, kicking and screaming. And you got to find beauty in it. And beauty can mean different things for different people. And I think that's where we lose it ultimately, is the concept of subjectivity. Yeah. I think that you end up with people that can't comprehend subjectivity. What's beautiful for me may be ugly and dreadful for you, and vice versa.
Right.
And so you get people who want to enforce a uniform standard of art, language, beauty, politics, and then things start getting dangerous. I don't even want to go into it in full, but today, my First Amendment rights were thwarted. I was censored, and do I take offense to that? Oh yes, you can bet on it. And I don't even know what to say. In a lot of ways it shocks me. And speaking of shock artists, one thing Marilyn Manson said during his heyday was that struck me as wonderful was they asked him, "Gee, Mr. Manson, do you find anything shocking?" And he said, "Only people's stupidity." That shocks me. And it's kind of like, well, yeah, buddy, I've got to agree. And woke up and found that a work of mine had been censored. And I classify censorship down there along with, say, gonorrhea and other social ailments. But at least you can cure gonorrhea. It's hard to cure stupid. And I don't really know what to do.
Do you find that part of it is that people, because I see stuff that horrifies me that people have no problem with, and yet the things that get censored are usually, half the time, they're things that have some intelligence to them. And, you know, it's like people, you know, they're fine with, like, yeah, I mean, this is a few years back, they're fine with Britney Spears appealing to the pedophiles, you know, and stuff like just lowest common denominator. But Marilyn Manson gets challenged when, you know, when he was an artist that presented a lot of his ideas with some intelligence and some relevance, not to mention talent.
Well, one thing you can say on Manson's behalf is that he's an intelligent man.
Yeah, almost definitely.
You love him or hate him.
Right.
But you can't deny that he's intelligent. And so for a lot of shock artists, and but yeah, and I don't want to cut Britney Spears out of her due. I can't stand her, but she has absolute right to perform her art and rake out as much dough as she can. She's got to support all these kids she's cracking up somehow.
God, yeah.
But
thanks for contributing to the DNA pool, Brittany.
And so you know, you have to allow other people the right. Do I support the right of the Ku Klux Klan to have rallies? Absolutely. Do I agree with the KKK? Well, that's a big hell no.
Yeah.
But they have the right. Anti-white groups, they have the right. You've got to give people their First Amendment rights. You have got to allow for freedom of speech. And I guess I'm just on it because somebody was on it earlier about book banning and different things. And every time I hear about that, I get queasy.
Yeah.
Some of the books they're wanting to ban are just the kinds of things that got me through adolescence.
Yeah.
The camera light is blinking. Does that mean anything?
Probably about to run out of tape. Let's see. Yeah, we are getting low. In fact, actually, honey, the tape.
Really low on tape, so I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you a happy Thanksgiving.
Woo!
On the Third Reich, and enjoy yourselves. And eat plenty of turkey, and go hug somebody, even if they don't know you or like you. And take care of yourselves, and we'll be back to haunt you another time.
Whee! That's so sweet, Shannon. And Chuck, do you want to say some parting words here, baby? Oh, that's beautiful.
I think he's busy drawing, so.
Yeah. Well, everyone, have a great holiday. Adieu.
rock. Lame-ass, weak, non-threatening suburban white boy junk played by bands like Men Without Testicles. 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 Reach over here and fondle my balls. Balls. Reach over here. Balls. Reach over here. Balls. Reach over here. Reach over here. Reach over here and fondle my balls. Balls. Reach over here. Balls. Reach over here. Balls. Reach over here. Reach over here and fondle my balls. Balls. Pointless, meandering zombie noise. Busy in the basement, jacking off his dog. Busy in the basement, jacking off his dog. Lunatic. Pointless, meandering zombie noise. Lunatic. Busy in the basement, jacking off his dog. Lunatic. Pointless, meandering zombie noise. Lunatic. Pointless, meandering zombie noise. Pointless, meandering zombie noise. Fuck these new age techno dicks. Whatever happened to music with testicles? Testicles. Fondle my testicles. Fondle my balls. Testicles. Balls. Testicles. Balls. Music with testicles.
she's up for anything. Dharma and Greg is back-to-back on FX.
An FX Network premiere, these campus studs are going where no man has gone before.
We don't have to be babes, just believable. It's easy for you to say you're pretty. Thanks, you know, I just kind of throw it together.
Sorority Boys, Thursday at 8 on FX.
At eHarmony, you don't search for a match. We bring highly compatible matches to you, based on 29 proven dimensions of compatibility. Log on to eHarmony.com and get your personality profile, a $50 value, free.
If you purchased or refinanced your home a couple of years ago, and you got one of those adjustable teaser rates to qualify, well, you may be facing an increase that could raise